Welcome to Hare Krishna Valley.com.au. Is anyone here for the first time? Wow, okay, many of you. So this place is what we call a spiritual sanctuary. It's a place where you can come and you can feel the atmosphere is a little bit different here. Do you feel like the atmosphere is different? Yeah. You do? Okay, that's good. I live here all the time, so for me it's just, this is my way of life. You're living in a very spiritual environment. So, but it's interesting, whenever people come here, they quite often say they feel like there's a spiritual energy in this place. It is called Shanti Dham. Shanti Dham means a peaceful place. Shanti, you know, if many of you are from India. Is anyone here from India? Yeah, many of you. So, you know that Shanti means peace. And this place we're in now, just give me 1 second. We just have a situation in the kitchen I just need to attend to. Just meditate and be very spiritual and happy. Know what to do? Yeah. He knows. You know right now? Okay. Huh? We had a wrench problem. Really? Is your wrench problem solved? Is it solved? Emergency is averted. They've worked out how to change the gas bottle. So they needed my immediate attention, so I couldn't do it. Okay, so this place is Shanti. Shanti means it is a spiritual place. It is a place of peace. The reason it is peaceful here is because we respect life. You have to respect life on all levels. You know, we respect human life. Right? Human life must be respected. But we have to take it further. If you're an enlightened being, a Buddha, the word Buddha means enlightened, right? Highly intelligent or enlightened. So if you're a Buddha, an enlightened person, you need to respect all life equally. So here at Hare Krishna Valley, we respect all the life. Not just the humans, but also the animals and the plants. So after lunch, you can come and meet the holy cows who live here. We have 29 holy cows and bulls who live here at Hare Krishna Valley with us. Would you like to meet them after lunch? Yes. Oh, okay, we'll take you after lunch and you can meet the holy cows. So they are protected. Here we have an ahimsa dairy. Ahimsa means non-violence, no harm, right? It means the cows are born here and they will die here without fear of being slaughtered. There's not many places like that in Australia, right? Not many places like that in the world even, where the animals can live comfortably and confidently that they will not be harmed. Actually, last night my wife told me the next door farm is a beef farm, so they breed the animals just to slaughter. Which is, in our mind, that is insanity. You know, if you're just breeding animals to kill them, I don't understand that. But anyway, people are doing it. So one of the bulls, or one of the cows from next door got into our property. Last night, my wife said, oh, one of the black cows is in our property. So she said, should we tell the neighbour that one of his cows there? I said, no, just let it stay. Because it's safe here. If he finds it, sure, he can take it back, but I'm not going to let him know. Because the animal has refuge. This place is a place of refuge, right? If you have problems in your life, you come here, you will feel refuge. You will feel it is a sanctuary, a place that you can be peaceful. Even the flies here are peaceful. Right? They're quite annoying, but they're peaceful. So when you come here, it is a peaceful place. It is a place where you don't have to worry. And actually the whole world can be like this. At this point in time, the world is tense. It is full of anxiety. And you see this conflict? And the conflict is based on avidya. What does avidya mean? What is it? Ignorance. Yeah, ignorance. It's based on ignorance. If people have conflict, that means there's ignorance involved. Just like you see India and Pakistan now. Right, starting to have it's all ignorance. What's the problem? Right? You're Muslim, I'm Hindu, and now let's fight. What does that even mean? Yeah, I know people who are Muslim, I don't have any problem. You can be whatever you want to be. So, at this point in time, we're seeing this effect in the world. So that places like this exist to show us the example of how to be peaceful. So that's why it is a Shanti Dham. It means a peaceful place. You can come here, you will feel peaceful. Right? If it doesn't work, we'll give your money back. Right? Because they're just peaceful here, guaranteed. You'll experience something. So, today is a very important day. What is today? Mother's Day. And Nrsimha Chaturdasi. So there's two occasions simultaneously on the same day. One is called Mother's Day, and the other one is called Nrsimha Chaturdasi. So I'm going to speak about both of the days. Hands up if you know what Mother's Day is. Yeah, so most of you. Hands up if you know what Nrsimha Chaturdasi is. No, only a few of you. Okay, so which one should we speak first? I think I'll start Mother's Day first, because more people know what that is. So it's interesting because I don't know why is today Mother's Day? Is there a reason? Does anyone know? No, I'm not sure. Just like in the West we have Christmas Day. So what is Christmas Day? It's the day that Christ was born. It's not the actual day though. People have told me it's actually later. It's a month or so after that, but for some reason it's Christmas Day. But then what's happened now with Christmas Day, it's just become a commercial enterprise. People aren't primarily focused on Jesus. That's his birthday and he is our guru. Jesus is our guru. So people aren't focused on that so much in the world. They're more focused on it's Christmas Day. So every year I go to India, and then when I'm flying back at the beginning of December, Singapore airport is full of Christmas trees and all these things. But it's just a commercial enterprise now. Oh, by the way, it's Jesus' birthday. Please buy me a pair of Birkenstocks. What's the connection? Why am I getting Birkenstocks? Because it's Jesus' birthday. It doesn't even make sense. Right? But everyone's confused now. It's become materialistic. So Mother's Day, maybe it's something like that, I'm not sure, because I'm not sure why they chose this particular day. But it's become a commercial thing, where people make money. And it's a good business, Mother's Day. If you're a florist, and quite often florists, they run into debt through the year. And then when it comes to Valentine's Day and Mother's Day, they recoup their debt, because everyone goes and buys flowers. So in our culture, we also celebrate the mother, but in our culture, the Vedic culture, the ancient culture from India, we have 7 mothers. So who are the 7 mothers? If you get the 7 mothers, you get a free dessert today.
Cow.
The cow, very good.
Mother.
The earth, very good, very good. Yeah. What else?
Water.
Nature.
Water. Yeah, that's not one of them, but that's okay. It's a good guess.
Nature.
Nature, the earth. So we've got the earth, we've got the cow. What are the other 5?
Air. Land.
What about the universe?
The universe? We could say that, but we're just talking about the earth. Yeah, the earth's counter.
Air.
Air, part of the earth. Part of the earth. So yeah.
Guru's wife.
What is it?
Guru's wife.
Very good. The guru's wife. All right. The guru's wife. Yep. 4 more.
Birth mother. Birth mother.
Your biological mother. Yeah. That's the first one. Your mother is your mother. Ah. Your mother is your mother. So we've got your mother, the earth, the cow, the wife of the guru, 3 more.
Radharani. Radharani.
Radharani, she's the original mother, but yeah, she's not one of the 7, but yeah, she's the original mother. So we have your biological mother, the earth, the cow, the wife of the guru, the wife of the brahmana. Brahmana means a holy person, a spiritual person, like that. So she's also the wife of the king, Rajapatni, which means the king's wife. So who's our king? Albanese. So what's his wife's name? What's that? I don't know. So write her a note today. Say, happy birthday, Joyce. I don't even know if that's her name. But. So you have the wife of the king, the wife of the guru, the wife of the brahmana, the cow, the earth, your biological mother, and the datri. Datri means wet nurse. Wet nurse. In previous times, the royal families would have wet nurses. So there'd be ladies in the palace who would also feed the child and bring up, like a nanny, like that, equivalent these days. So like a nanny who brings up the child. Like, so she's also considered one of the 7 mothers. So in our tradition, we don't just honour the biological mother, the birth mother. Like my mother, I spoke to her this morning. I said, Happy Mother's Day, Mum. I said, how are your cows? Like that. She doesn't have cows, but the point I was making is there are more than one mother. And she knows that because I've been a Hare Krishna for 35 years, so she knows that I have more mothers than just one mother, like that. But she's my biological mother, so you have to respect the mother. Why is it important to respect the mother? On many levels it's important. Psychologically it's very important. Because Chandra, the moon, in India we say Chandra, in Australia we say moon. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. So that orb, that planet controls things in this world. Right? What does it control?
Tides.
The tide, very good, very good. It controls the tide, right? That's scientific, that's proven. The tide is controlled by the gravity of the moon. Wherever it pulls, the ocean goes. That's how powerful it is. It has a force, or an unseen energy, which can pull the entire ocean in one direction or another. Right? Does everyone accept that? Yes. Good. Usually I have 1 or 2 people who don't accept, so I just need to check. Just got to make sure everyone's on board. So the moon, we know it controls the water, right? What does it also control?
Meditation.
The mind, right? Your mind is very much controlled by the moon. If anyone works in mental health, you can sit more, come, because people might want to come and sit. If people work in mental health, like does anyone work in a mental asylum? Or is anyone a nurse? Or like that? You'll know that on the full moon, which is tomorrow is the full moon, we call it Purnima, right? The mental asylums become much more active. And people who in their Jyotish, or their time of birth, when we cast your astrological chart, and we see where the moon is at the time of your birth, people who have a debilitated moon, right? During their life, the mind will be disturbed. Right? There's a direct correlation. So these things are scientific. We can prove these things. And simultaneously, the moon governs mother figures. So your biological mother and any mother figure, any female energy that you receive in your life from like mother-like figures, that comes from the moon. So it is very important. If you want your mind to be peaceful, you also have to have a good relationship with your mother figures, with your mother. I have a good relationship with my mother, right? Sometimes I probably annoy her, or just something would be there, and vice versa. But it's very important that when it comes to the mother and the mother figures, we keep a very nice relationship. Even though sometimes it might be challenging, but you do because it keeps the mind steady. Does it make sense? Does it make sense? So this is our mother. So we have to honor the mother figures, because then you will be peaceful. In the Vedic culture, it says that 5 parts of society must always be protected under all circumstances. Does anyone know the 5 that must be always protected? Under all circumstances. First one is children. Children must always be protected. Yeah? That's like when the ship is going down, who do we put in the ship? Women and children. Yeah. So it's interesting because the children must always be protected. If you want society to be peaceful, if you want the world to be peaceful, right, the children must be protected. Right? That's one reason why the world may not be peaceful now, because children aren't always protected. Second category is women. Women must always be protected. If the women are protected, society becomes peaceful. Women includes the mothers, your mother figures, like that. So women and children must always be protected in a peaceful society, a flourishing society. Third group is the cows. You must always protect cows. If society doesn't protect cows, humans cannot be peaceful unless cows are peaceful. Hands up if you believe that. Yeah, many people do. Many people do. If you don't protect cows, you will not be peaceful. I guarantee it. And that's why there's wars on the earth right now. Because people don't protect the cows and then they want peace. You can't have it. You have to pay, if you want peace, you have to pay the price. What is the price? You have to protect the citizens of the earth, which means the cows as well, all the animals. So, women, children, cows, old people, elderly people, they need to be protected. In Papua New Guinea, if you go out into the tribes in the mountains, I've heard that sometimes the old people, they roll them off the roof and then they crash and then they have them as a feast. That's what they call the Sunday feast. It's different to the Sunday feast we have here. Right? Ours is vegetarian. We don't get the old people and roll them off the roof. It's not a good practice. Not good. You have to protect the elderly. So these 4, right? The children, the women, the cows, the elderly, and the holy people. But it means they have to be genuine holy people. Just like we got a new pope last week. Right? New pope. And the world is interested. People are interested in holy people, actually. But they have to be genuinely holy people. Right? Who practice the true teachings of the ancient teaching, the scriptures. If they follow, then we offer them great respect. So if those 5 groups are protected and looked after, society will be peaceful. But if you neglect any of them, society will not be peaceful. So today is Mother's Day, so you have to look after the mother. The first one is the biological mother. Second one is the cow. We already spoke. You have to look after. The third one is the earth. You have to look after the earth. Is the earth being looked after now? Not very well. The ancient Indians, the American Indians, they have a saying, do not make any decision which will negatively impact 7 generations of your tribe. And what are our governments doing now? They're making decisions which impact this generation. Right? They're destroying the earth in front of our eyes. What's the biggest problem we have on the earth right now?
Rubbish.
Climate?
Global.
Rubbish, global warming, all these things. Yeah, it's true. All these things are the biggest problem. You know what the biggest problem is? Of all? It's soil degradation. That's the number one problem. They're not talking about it in the mass media at the moment, but it's the biggest problem we have on the earth right now, because we're not looking after the earth. And then what happens, you'll see, even in 10 years from now, you'll see there will be food shortages. Because if you don't look after the earth, she can't grow food for you. Okay? Have you ever thought about that? You know, we just do it now, we have this monoculture, you know, where we just have like thousands, we smash down all the trees. Why is the earth heating up? Because we cut down too many trees. That's why the earth is heating up, right? Because what did the trees do? They stopped radiation, right? When the sun hits the earth, it's very hot. Right? But if it hits the trees stop the heat. If you go under the trees even on a hot day, it's cooler. Right? It's cooler. We all know. So it's cooler. They're stopping the radiation hitting, and then the temperature is not rising so much. Because we knock down so many trees, that's why global warming is happening. There's nothing to stop the sun's energy. It's impacting. So now we cut down all the trees, and we just have large monoculture, like thousands of acres of land where we're growing things. But if you grow like that, you can't regenerate the soil properly. So each time you grow a crop, the soil is becoming less nutritious. And where do the nutrients come from in our food? Right, in the vegetables. It comes from the earth. Right? And now because we're taking all the minerals and the soil levels are not as healthy as they were previously, the food is becoming less nutritious. And it will get to a point, even we'll see in the next 10 years, it'll be harder to grow food because the food needs to regenerate. And what's the best thing for the soil? To regenerate the soil?
Cow dung. Cow dung.
Very good. Yeah, it's cow dung. Yeah, it's manure from the cows. Yeah. That's why here at Hare Krishna Valley we let our cows just roam everywhere, right? And they just pass their dung, which is full of nutrients. And then when you grow the food, it just regenerates. And there's so much nutrient within the soil. Right? So we have 7 mothers. So you have to look after the cow, you have to look after the earth, you have to look after your mother, and you have to respect the wife of the king, Rajapatni. So that's Albanese's wife. You have to respect her.
What about Charles' wife?
Charles' wife? Camilla.
Yeah.
Camilla. Yeah, well, respect everyone. We should respect everyone. Right? In the past, we had kings. Right? When Meghan and Harry got married a few years back, how many people watched the marriage on television? How many? Oh, no, I'm not saying who did. I'm saying how many. I'm glad that you watched it. How about 1.5 billion people watched their wedding? What does that show? That people are attracted to monarchy. It's natural. The problem is we don't have benign and qualified kings and queens. That's the problem. It's actually the best system of government. We don't need to have elections. Just put in a good king and a good queen, and they can run everything if they run it properly. The problem is we don't have people who are qualified to do it. So to respect the Rajapatni, that is natural. Right? The wife of the queen or the wife of the king, that's natural. People naturally like to respect. That is there. And then the Guru Patni and the Brahmana Patni means the wife of the Guru, the wife of the holy person. You should respect them properly as well. So these things should be there. And then finally, the 7th mother. What was the 7th mother? Datri. Datri means the wet nurse or the nanny, like that. We should offer her respect because she would bring up the children also. So today is Mother's Day. So thank you all for coming for Mother's Day. All of our mothers and our fathers and our children, everyone. We're happy everyone came. But today is the day we honour the mother, but we don't honour one mother, we honour 7 mothers. That's something for you to think about. When people come here, we just share our philosophy and our culture, that's all. I'm just sharing the way that we see the world. Why are we sharing the way we see the world? Because our lives are peaceful. And we're sharing this with you because we want you to be peaceful. And if you're peaceful, then you can make other people peaceful. And then we can make the earth peaceful. Actually, we could make the whole earth peaceful right now. We could stop all the wars right now. But people would have to come here. We'd have to get Donald Trump. And who else?
Kim Jong-un.
Zelensky. And who else? Modi. And who else? Who's Pakistan? Who's in charge? That one?
The army of Pakistan.
Yeah, the Palestinians and the Israelis, bring them all here. We can make them all peaceful. We can teach them how to all be peaceful. It's not hard, actually. It's not difficult, actually. When I was in India a couple of years ago, every year I go to India for a retreat. We have like we stay in ashrams and we have retreats in very holy places with our gurus. And a few years ago, before the retreat, we were getting everything ready. We were all helping to get everything ready. And I had friends from Israel and Palestine in the retreat, and they were there together, and everyone was serving and helping each other, and there was no conflict. And I noted that. Why do you have to fight? Someone from Pakistan, why do you have to dislike them? Someone from India, why do you have to dislike them? Or someone from Ukraine, or Russia, or America, or Israel, or Pakistan. Why do we have to dislike people? This is ignorance. So that's what we're teaching here. We're teaching how to respect the mother, but we have many mothers to respect. That's our teachings. So what else is today? What is the other significant part of today? Nrsimha Chaturdasi. Hands up if you know what that is. Only a few people. Okay, so we'll get a little bit deep. We'll go into the Vedic philosophy, the ancient teachings of India. We'll go a little bit deep. Hands up if you're okay with that, going a little bit deep. Oh, you're okay. Okay. Get ready. We'll go a little bit deeper. So today is Nrsimha Chaturdasi. Chaturdasi means 14th day of the moon. Tomorrow is the full moon, so 14 days since the dark moon. Chaturdasi. Nrsimha, Nri means human, Singha means lion. Nrsimha means half man, half lion. So today is a holy appearance day of an incarnation of Krishna, an avatar, called Nrsimha. Hands up if you believe that a person called Buddha, Muhammad, Jesus walked on the earth 1500 to 3000 years ago. That there were actually people called Jesus and Muhammad. Hands up if you believe they were actually here. Okay, almost everyone. Okay, that's good. I just need to get a feel for the audience, that's all. So in our teachings, our philosophy, our tradition, we don't believe that God just sends his sons like Muhammad and Jesus and Buddha, which you all believe were here. They were sent to teach us, to enlighten us. We believe that, but we also believe, we take it a step further, we also believe that God himself comes to earth periodically to teach us. So 5,000 years ago, Krishna himself, God himself, came to earth to teach us. And he spoke the Bhagavad Gita, which is our main book, right? Which is still famous all over the world. This is a very famous book. Bhagavad Gita literally means Song of God. God himself spoke. That's what we believe. So, in our tradition, we understand that the original form of God is Krishna. Who is Krishna? For those who don't know, he's the bluish person in the pictures. We believe God, his original form, is a bluish cowherd boy. Right? He looks after cows. You see in the pictures, he has cows with him. Right? He's young, bluish. Why is he blue? Because what color is the sky? What color? Very good. Very good. You get a free dessert today. Very good. So the sky is blue. What happens when the sky is blue?
The reflection of the water is also blue.
What's that?
The reflection in the water is blue as well.
Is that why the sky is blue?
Oh
No. But what happens when the sky is blue?
it's clear.
You're happy.
Nice one.
You're happy. It makes you feel happy. People aren't... You go to places where the sun's out all the time. People are happy. Have you been to Bali? Seriously, have you been to Bali?
Yes.
Have you met Balinese people who are unhappy? Have you ever met a depressed Balinese person? Right. Now, okay, so why is that? Because the sky is blue. And when you see blue sky, you become happy. Right. Now, take that as one example. Now, take Melbourne as another example. Right. Half the time blue, half the time not. Right. And people are about 50-50. It's actually true. I've seen it because I was a monk for 8 years, and my prime vocation while I was a monk, I would be on the streets of Melbourne and other cities in the world, and I was selling books like this, Bhagavad Gita. So as a monk, we'd go into the streets and people would come and would say, "Excuse me, are you from Melbourne or out of town?" They'd say, "From Melbourne." I'd say, "Fantastic, you get one of these." And they'd say, "I'm from another place." I'd say, "Fantastic, you get one of these." So we would do this, right? And I noticed, because I did this for years, the days the sky was blue, much easier to sell books, right? The weather affects people's consciousness. Just like most people in Australia, what do they say? You say, "How are you today?" "I'm good." And what's the next thing?
Nice weather.
"Oh, nice day, isn't it?" Yes, it's a nice day. It's like, not a very deep conversation, but this is what they say. Why is this? Because it affects us. So sometimes people ask, why is God blue? Why is he? Because he's happy. And when you see him, you will also be happy. He's the original form of God. Right? He's a blue cowherd boy. Right? He has picnics with his friends and feeds peacocks. He dances with his friends in the forest. He tends his cows. Does it sound like a nice life? Sounds like it. So we can teach you how to get there. Right? We can teach you how to go. Because we don't want to live here forever. This place we're in now, this material world, where our soul was originally in the spiritual world, but we've fallen into this world, and we've got a material body, and we're in this world now. This place is called, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Dukkalayam. Dukkalaya. Just like you have Himalaya. Have you been to Himalaya? Yeah. The mountains? Huge mountains. They're huge. I flew past them one time. They're higher than the plane. You're going past, they're like a plane. Himalaya. Dukkalaya means place of misery. So this world we're in now, Krishna calls it place of misery. I think everyone knows what I'm talking about. Is it a fair statement? Fair statement? I'm not saying it's always miserable, but I'm saying there's a fair amount there. Is it a fair statement?
Collectively.
What's it?
I said collectively. Yeah.
Collectively, yeah. And individually as well. Yeah. It's a madhouse. Only crazy people live here. All the sane people are in the other place. And we can teach you how to get there, but you have to become sane first. Right? If you want to know how to get there, come and speak to me afterwards. I'll give you the formula. How to get there. It's not that hard actually to get to the other place, but you have to become sane first. Right? Because up there they don't let the insane people exist. They say you go down to that place. And when you work it all out, then you can come back and live with us. So the original form of God, according to our ancient teachings, is Krishna. He's a blue cowherd boy. Now he has different incarnations, avatars. This is where it gets a little technical. Because he has different moods. And when he has different moods, he incarnates or expands into different forms. And he plays different roles according to those moods. Does it make sense? Makes sense? It's called Avatar, like that. Just like the biggest movie in history is called Avatar. And what colour are the people? And who made the movie? James Cameron. And he's making number 3 and 4 now. And if you want to be on the movie set, everyone has to be vegan, vegetarian. He won't have any meat on the set because he's a vegan himself. Interesting. He got all these ideas from us, the blue people and Avatar and all that. And he's making millions and millions of dollars. But actually the philosophy comes from us. The Avatar people, they respect their Earth or their planet. Is it Pandora? Is that where they live?
Yep.
Yeah, Pandora. They respect the place. And you see, their philosophy is don't kill life unnecessarily. Like they're very spiritual people. So he got a lot of these ideas from us. So Krishna has these different incarnations. So today is the appearance of Nrsimha. Nrsimha means half man, half lion. And there's a picture of Krishna just on the right, on the altar. There's a picture of Krishna when he comes in the form of half man, half lion. And someone can say, why does God appear as a half man, half lion? Because he's angry. Because anger is an emotion that's in all of us. Why? Because it's in him. It's in Krishna. Anger exists. When he's in his original form, he doesn't get angry. Because he's Krishna, he's just happy. But when he does get angry, he goes, you know, when you get angry, you might look like a lion. So he literally becomes half man, half lion. He goes, it's called Nisringha. He literally becomes like that. Now the question is, why does he get angry? Right? He gets angry because when his devotees, like people like us who dedicate our life to him, holy people, when they are threatened by people who are not acting properly, he gets angry and he turns into this Nisringha. So we have one prayer that we actually chant in honor of Nisringha, and today is the appearance of when he appeared in this world many thousands of years ago. Namaste Narasringhaya Pralada Lada Dayine Haranya Kashipu Vakshaha Shilatanka Nakale. Right, these are the prayers that we sing to this form of God when he's angry. And if we feel in our lives we're threatened, we chant this mantra and he protects us. Right, does it make sense? Yeah, it works. Because for many, many years I've chanted. Have you seen the Hare Krishnas chanting in the streets around the world? Yeah. So we do that. So I've done that for many years. I've chanted all around the world. I've chanted underneath the Eiffel Tower. I've chanted all through Fiji, Malaysia, just all over the world we've chanted. Australia. So sometimes people threaten us. You know, people a little bit crazy or a little bit aggressive or something. So one time we were chanting on the streets and one man came up and he was being aggressive. He's trying to intimidate us. So we started chanting this mantra. Namaste Narasringhaya. You know, we call Krishna. Protect us. In your half man, half lion form. And this actually happened. The man, he kind of started looking bewildered and he just walked away. Right? Even though he was aggressive, even though he was aggressive, he dissipated. Right? When he felt the presence of this half man, half lion incarnation. So today is his appearance day. So for us it's a very holy day, it's a very special day. Because we're honouring him. In India, some of you are from India? Yeah. So in India, the Hindu people, they have a pantheistic religion. It's seen like that. In other words, there are many gods. Right? Many gods or many incarnations. I think most people see Hinduism like that. There is Ganesh, right? Ganapati. Right? There is Ram, there is Krishna, there is Nisringha. Right? Different incarnations, so many. Matsya, Koma, Varaha, so many different incarnations. And people think that it's a pantheistic religion. In other words, they worship many gods. But actually, the religion is monotheistic. Just like Islam and Christianity, they're monotheistic. One supreme being. So in our tradition, actually, it's monotheistic. We believe in one supreme being, but he has different forms. Does that make sense? Yeah. So I'm just trying to make it clear. So today is the day that we worship one particular form, or we offer respect to one particular form. The half man, half lion. And it's very reassuring to have Nisringadev in our life. Because if it's like we have this protection. We can connect to God, but in our philosophy is so, I would say, far out, that we can choose which incarnation we want to pray to. You know, if we feel like we need protection, we can go to the Nisringadev, please protect us. Chant mantras to him, and then we feel that divine protection is there. So it's a very nice way of life, very nice philosophy that we have here. Yeah.
I was just wondering, because Holi comes to the end of February.
Yeah.
Is there a reason why it's in the month of March? Because Holi celebrates
Prahlad being protected.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was part of the story.
Yeah.
That was part of the story. That was the time that Prahlad they tried to burn him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll give you a bit of historical. Do you want to hear a little bit more about Nishringa? Okay. A very nice audience. I'm very much enjoying this. There's a nice energy coming from this audience. It says when the person is speaking, the person speaking is like a cow. So I'm like a cow today. And the audience are like the people milking the cow. So if you milk nicely, more milk will come. So I'll give more milk because I feel like it's a nice audience. So the story goes that Nrsingadev appeared at the end of Satya Yuga, at the beginning of Treta Yuga, which was about 1.5 million years ago. Once again, because in our philosophy, we understand the world, this earth, has always been populated and civilized. The modern theory that most of us get taught in the West, and probably I think in India as well, do they teach the philosophy of evolution in school in India?
Yep.
They teach that? Yeah. Darwinism, yeah. So in Australia we're taught Darwinism or evolution, and even in India we're being told that they teach this as well. This is not the way we see history. We are creationists, but not in the biblical sense. The Bible is very simplistic about creation. Day 1, God created this. Day 2, He created this. Day 6, He did this. Day 7, He was tired, so He had a rest. Although we don't see it like that. But we are creationists that it came from. All of this came from Krishna. So the earth has been populated and civilized for millions of years. And in evolution and in modern society, they teach us that humanity is evolving. We're becoming more evolved. Why are we becoming more evolved? Because we have phones, smartphones. Oh, no, now we're so intelligent. Right? It's amazing, actually. I mean, this thing's like, it's incredible what this can do. Like, I can watch something on the other side of the earth right now in my hand. Like, that's an amazing technology. But because of this and all these developments we've had, people think that the world has become more evolved. But in consciousness, we're actually devolving. Does that make sense? Yeah. We're not going up at the moment, we're going down as a civilization. I mean, there's many of us who are going up in our consciousness, but the masses are just going down. They're becoming, you see people, they're going like if you look at most of humanity, they're like this about. Yeah, you get on public transport now, like people don't even talk, they're just like. Oh, that's not even normal. That's socially devolved. We can't even talk to people anymore. Sometimes I hear people in public say, "Oh, I think they're going to talk to me." Like that. I've actually heard people say that. We've become devolved instead of evolved. So in our philosophy, in our tradition, the world has been populated for many years, and 1.5 million years ago, at the junction of the two ages, we're in the 4th age now, which is called Kali Yuga. At the end of Satya and the beginning of Treta, then Nrsingadev appeared. Now, why did he appear? Because there was a king, and his name was Hiranyakashipu. Right? He was a powerful king. How powerful was he? He actually was the king of the earth. Not one country, but he had the whole earth. And he actually had control of other planets as well. So technically he was running the universe. But he wasn't a good king. He was what we call a mad king. He was not, some leaders, they are serving the constituents, so they're looking after everyone. And some leaders are in it for themselves. So this has been there for millions of years. So he was one that was in it for himself. And he wanted his son, he had a son whose name was Prahlad, which some of you know. And Prahlad was a saint. He's a beautiful boy. He was very spiritual boy. And Hiranyakashipu said to him one time, he came home from school, 5 years old, sat on his lap. He said, "What did you learn at school?" He said, "I learned the best thing to do with my life is to serve Krishna, to serve God." Hiranyakashipu, who was an atheist, he was terrified. What's happening with my son? He's becoming a spiritual person, right? And he said to his servants, change him, educate him properly, so he becomes a good materialist, right? A proper atheist. Because atheism and materialism are deeply connected, right? If you don't believe there's something higher than us, if you're atheistic, which is your choice, you can do that, but then you will think this world is all in all, and you become more materialistic. Does it make sense? There's like a correlation. People who are theistic, like ourselves, we believe there's something higher, we become less, we take this world less seriously. We actually become more detached from this world. We don't become so materialistic. Does it make sense? Yeah. So he was very materialistic and his son was not. So it got to a point where he wanted to kill his son. He actually tried to kill his son. That's the story of Holika. He tried to set fire to him. Right? They tried many things. Every time they did something, it didn't work. They lit a huge fire and they actually pushed him into the flames, but when he went into the flames, he felt like it was cool because Krishna, God, was protecting him. So he felt cool. They did many things to him, under elephants also. I won't go through all the stories, because some of you are here for the first time and I want you to leave with a good impression. If I told you all the things he tried to kill him, it was like... But then again, it probably wouldn't make a difference, because you see a lot of crazy stuff in the news these days. Like people doing terrible things to each other. So just think like that. It's the same crazy stuff. So he was trying to kill his son, and he couldn't kill him. He wasn't doing it personally, but he was telling his servants, kill him, kill him. They threw him off a cliff. When he landed on the rocks, it felt like cotton wool. And he got up and walked away, and they were like, oh, we can't kill him. So finally they came back, and they said, we can't kill him. And Hiranyakashipu became angry. He said, why won't you die? He said, because Krishna is protecting me, God's protecting me. He said, where is he? Where's this Krishna, this person you speak of? He said, he's everywhere. And he was standing next to a big pillar in his palace. He said, is he in the pillar? He said, of course. So he went, smashed the pillar with his fist. And when he hit the pillar, a roar of a lion came out of the pillar. And then he looked. And suddenly, this half man, half lion, stepped out of the pillar. And the Sringadev, God himself, came in this form, and he said, don't touch my devotee, my boy. Your son is a saint. And he said, you cannot instruct me. I am the king of the universe, which he was. So then a fight ensued. It's like every movie you see, it ends in a big battle. Yeah, so same thing, big fight. And it actually started at midday. So today it would have started about a couple of hours ago, right? And it went all the way to dusk, because Hiranyakashipu, this king, he had a benediction that he could not die in the day or the night. He got these blessings. So if you can't kill someone in the day or the night, it means you can't kill them. It said he could not be killed by an animal or by a man, which means basically no one can kill you. It says he cannot be killed in the sky or on the earth. So we can't kill you. It said he cannot be killed by anything living or dead. So we can't kill you. It said he could not be killed outside or inside. So he thought he had everything covered. But there's one person smarter than us. His name is? Krishna. Krishna. Yeah, God. God's a little bit more intelligent than us. Have you noticed?
Yeah.
How much more intelligent?
A lot more.
Yeah, a little bit more. You're pretty smart, right? You can make Teslas, but this guy is like, he's much smarter than all of us, right? So even if you're a scientist and you can discover all the microbes in the ocean, still one person is more intelligent than us. His name is? Krishna. He's intelligent, yeah. So, he appeared half man, half lion, so he wasn't an animal and he wasn't a man. Uh-oh. Now we're in trouble, because this is not a man, he's not an animal. He appeared at dusk, so it wasn't the night, it wasn't the day. He picked him up, so he wasn't in the sky or on the earth. He took him to the doorway of the palace, so he wasn't inside or outside. And his fingernails, which are, they're living but they're also dead. Does it make sense? The fingernails are alive because they're growing, but there's no feeling. I mean, there is, but there's not. Does it make sense? Something living and dead. So all the benedictions he had where he could not die, Krishna took care of all of them. With his fingernails, he took care of him. Krishna's like us. He doesn't like killing people. Right? He doesn't like war. He likes peace. But if you're going to attack someone who is dear to him, then he will change his mood. Just like us here at Hare Krishna Valley, we're very peaceful. But if someone comes in now and starts attacking you, we will not be peaceful anymore. You'll see a very different part of our personality come out, because we will defend, we'll protect you. So God is like that. He doesn't like to fight, but if you're going to mistreat his devotees, children, then he will become angry like that. So that's how Nrsimha Day. So today is that day where he appeared 1.5 million years ago. How do you like this stuff that we talk about? Is it cool? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Because we actually believe all this stuff. We actually believe these things. Yeah, we worship a God who's half man, half lion, and protects him. This is how we. But we are peaceful. We are happy. So maybe there's a correlation. So Prabhupada, who is our guru, the guru of the Hare Krishna movement, he said, just try it. Just try what we're teaching, what we're practicing, our philosophy. Just try it for it. He said, if it works, then you will also find great happiness and peace in your life. And if it doesn't work, you didn't lose anything. You had a nice week. You're living like a Hare Krishna for a week. Like that. That's good. And if it doesn't work, that's good. You still had a good week. Our lives are good. We live in nice places. Right? We have we eat nice food. We have nice friends. Our lives are very nice. So you can try it if you like, you can also try it. So I'll stop here for today. I'll ask if there are any questions or any comments on anything that we've discussed today.
Where did your journey start?
Where? In Melbourne. Yeah, I was born in Melbourne and I grew up in Melbourne. And I was a happy child. I had a happy childhood. I had a good life. I grew up in Eltham, which is in northeast of Melbourne. Nice place. Nice things. But then when I was 15 years old, one of my brothers, he died suddenly, just in an accident. So he was just taken very sudden. And then I had like somewhat of a spiritual awakening at that time. And it was like something from what I believe was a past life just awoke within me, and I thought nothing happens by chance. And then I started looking into different philosophies to understand the meaning of life. And I went to church, but then I found that the priest could not answer my questions. And I asked him, I said, what about reincarnation? Because for me that's just obvious. It's like, I think, hands up, you believe in reincarnation? Yeah, nearly everyone. So for me it's just like the most obvious thing that happens. And the priest said, oh, that's not true. And I'm like, nah, come on. And then he said about, they were talking about the devil and a place called hell. And I said to him, you know, God's not going to put you in a place. It's like one of your kids is naughty, right? Imagine like one of your kids, you say, go to your room forever, and we're not going to feed you. And they're like, who does that? Like, even people don't do that. So why is God going to like, oh, you know, you don't believe in Jesus, we're going to send you to hell forever? It doesn't even make sense. So I was saying that to him. I said, there's no devil, there's no hell. He said, oh, that's not what the Bible says. I said, come on, you've got to give me more than this. So then I went to the Eastern philosophies. So I read Buddhism, Baha'i, different things. And then when I read the Bhagavad Gita, that's when it really clicked. It was like all the answers were there. I was like, you know, I was like, what about this or that? Or what about this? Or, and I'm like, okay. And then I got to the point where I was convinced that I just wanted to give my life fully to a spiritual way of life and ultimately to Krishna, to God. So I became a monk for 8 years. I lived as a brahmachari or a monk for 8 years in the ashram in Melbourne. And then I got married, and then I ran the ashram in Adelaide for a few years, and then I came back to Melbourne and I teach philosophy, which I still do in Melbourne, a couple of nights a week. And then about 18 years ago they asked me to come here because we own this property, and this building we're in now was a Hare Krishna primary school. So we had a school here for a number of years. And then that closed, and then this property was sitting here, like 200 acres. It's quite a nice property. And there wasn't really anything happening here. So they said, why don't you come here and run retreats? So that's what I do now. I live here. And with my friend Mani Griva, he's away this week, but he's normally here. So we look after 29 cows and bulls, and we grow organic vegetables, and we run retreats, and we have open days like this. So that's my journey. Pretty good. It's a pretty good life. Any other questions? Comments?
I just want to comment on the Narasimha story. I think what strikes me is, though the story of Narasimha has a bit of that sort of violence towards the end, what really stands out is the fact that Prahlad is a 5-year-old boy, and he's so sure that God is there everywhere, and the fact that when God, you know, sort of responds to his prayer is very beautiful. So to respond to his faith in that way, like straight away, so that's really very beautiful.
Yeah, that's the essence of the story. What's important for people from India, for all of us, but especially for people from India, because you're born there, you have to work out who is God. Because quite often for Indian people, they're very confused because there's so many forms. Shiva, Ganesh, Durga, Krishna, Ram, there's so many, Nrsimha. And then what happens in India, philosophically, everything becomes khichdi. Khichdi means a one-pot meal. I love khichdi. I love it. I love eating it. Khichdi means you put in the rice, you put in the dal, you put in the vegetables, the spice, the ghee, everything. One pot, done. That's khichdi. But unfortunately, in India, a lot of the Hindu philosophy has become khichdi. You just throw in Krishna, Durga, Shiva, just throw them all in the pot, wind them up. Everyone is God. Everything is God. You are God, I am God, everything is God. Okay, we are all God. Okay. Okay? Okay. No, but that's not true. Because if you read the Bhagavatam, or you read the Vedas, it doesn't say that. Ete chamsa kala pumsa Krishnas tu Bhagavan swayam. The original form of God, just like if it's someone's birthday, we light the candles on the cake. So I'm 55, I think. 55. What year is it? 25. Yeah, I'm 55. I'll be 56 this year, right? So say you put 55 candles, 56, like. So one candle lights all the candles, and all the candles burn the same brightness. But one candle was original, which all the other candles came from. So in the Bhagavatam, in the Vedas, it teaches us that the original form of God is Krishna, the bluish cowherd boy. And he ignites the other forms, or the others come from him. He is avatari, which means the source of the avatars. So you have to understand these things properly, because unfortunately in India, the Western world is distracted by karma. Karma means material desires. Like why do all you Indian people, why'd you come to Australia? Because it's like swaga. It's like heaven. It's like here, everything works. You know, like Indian people ring me on the phone all the time, and they go, hello, and I say hello, and then they go, hello. Because in India the phone doesn't work, right? So everyone says hello 5 times. Hello, hello, hello. Or you're talking to someone from India, and then halfway through the conversation they go, hello, because the phone doesn't work sometimes. I don't think that would happen now, but in the past, right? So why do Indian people come to Australia? But what is the defect of the Western civilization? It's all based on sense gratification, right? Everyone just wants to enjoy. But then you forget Krishna, you forget your spirituality, you forget higher things, and you become distracted just by material pleasure. That's the danger of the Western side. And what's the danger of, in India, what's the danger of your spirituality? Jnana, or improper philosophical understanding. Everyone in India becomes confused, right? Oh, Krishna is God, but so is Mahesh, and so is Brahma, and so is, Vishnu, and they're not clear. Everything's kitchery, right? So we have to be careful that we have the proper understanding, or the correct understanding. Then our lives become perfect. Otherwise, we miss the goal of life. And then we have to be born again in this world, samsara chakra. We've had so many lives, but we could have another one. And you don't really want to be born again, because the world's about to get really crazy. Like if you think it's crazy now, next 10 years it goes to another level. Right? So, better that we just break the cycle of birth and death and go back to stay with Krishna. And then we don't have to worry about being born. So you have to, philosophically, you have to get things correct. And the way you live, you shouldn't be too distracted by material things. Is that okay? What was your question again?
Oh, no, nothing.
You're just saying about the... Yeah, the nice things that you got out of it. Yeah, the nice stories. It's a nice story, but you also have to understand it philosophically. You have to understand it properly. Otherwise it just becomes a little sentimental. Oh, it's a nice story. Yeah, it is. It's a beautiful story. But we have to understand it correctly. Any other questions? We have a few more minutes, so there's something you'd like to ask. You can ask about anything. About the meaning of life, the universe, everything.
I have a question about the Gita. How do you know which Gita to read? There's so many books on the Gita. How do you choose?
I would recommend this one. It's called Bhagavad Gita As It Is. Because Prabhupada is the founder of the Hare Krishna movement. He has not adulterated the message. There's 600 translations of Bhagavad Gita in English. Right?
Can you speak to the Paramhansa Yoga? Can you speak to Paramhansa Yogananda?
Can one?
Paramhansa?
Yeah. What about him?
He has a
version. Yeah. Ramakrishna, everyone has a version.
Yeah.
But did they let Krishna speak for himself? Or have they made the commentary obscure? This commentary is not obscure. What is the proof? This commentary, which is by far the biggest selling version of Bhagavad Gita on the earth by millions of copies, like millions of copies more than any other copy, it has changed the life of many people, like profoundly. Whereas the watered down versions, the obscure, like the Bible, the Bible's not even the Bible anymore. Like reincarnation's been taken out of the Bible. In the 3rd century, Constantine, they removed. So it's not even the pure message anymore. And when you adulterate something or you water it down, it loses its potency, like medicine. You know, if you water it down too much, then it doesn't have the effect. So, you know, the Bhagavad Gita is very powerful, and it will change your life. It will complete your life. It will eradicate your ignorance, but you have to get the pure message. Like that. So I would recommend that version, which we have in our shop. We have a shop just at the back, so if you want, you can go. And Edmund, who is our shopkeeper, just go and speak to him, and he'll give you a very special deal on the Bhagavad Gita today. Very special. I think it's $30, and today it's $30. But the book is special. That's the point. Yeah, you can't.
Inside the book.
Yeah, what's inside the book? You can't put a price on these things. You can't put a price on these things. So it's important that we get the message, and that's what we do here at Hare Krishna Valley. We don't water things down. Right? This is not watered down philosophy. We just give it as it is. Right? If people want to accept it or not, that's up to them. We don't mind. But we're not going to water things down either. It's important. Okay, is anyone hungry? Okay, 3 people. So for those who are hungry, well, the rest of you just looked, you didn't say it. So if you go out, turn right, we'll serve the meal. We might need a little bit of help serving, so if anyone wants to jump in and help serve out. If you gave a donation for the feast today, thank you very much. If you haven't given your donation, just come and see me, and then we can, because it costs us a lot to put on this meal. So just go out, turn right, you can have lunch, and then after lunch, we'll go over to the Goshala, which is on the other side, and you can meet the sacred cows. They're waiting to meet you. They're very enthusiastic. They're very spoilt. And they're very happy. So if you'd like to come and meet them, you can all, and if you'd like to give a donation for the cows, come and see me. Many people like to sponsor our cows. We have a sponsorship program. So if you'd like to sponsor, just come and see me. So thank you all for coming. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Please come again.